Hello, hello, hello. It's Alina, and in this video we will be doing a pick a card reading for June 2021, the month ahead. So if that's something that interests you, then let's get started. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, y'all. If you are an OG subscriber, you might remember that I did some pick a card readings in 2020. I really enjoyed it, felt called to do it. I actually purchased this table and set it up specifically for pick a card readings. And I'm really happy to be coming back to this because I felt very called to do this one for the month ahead for June 2021. If you are new to pick a card readings, what we'll do is I invite you to pick one of these decks. This is deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, and deck 4. I will have timestamps in the video description. You might be able to see it on the screen as well. And you can go ahead and skip over to the deck that you feel called to for this June 2021 month ahead pick a card reading. If you need a little bit more time to decide, we can go ahead and take a moment to take some deep breaths together to kind of get centered and present in the moment. So let's go ahead and make sure we're seated comfortably. And when you're ready, I invite you to take a deep inhale through the nose and release through the mouth. Another inhale through the nose and release through the mouth. When you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and choose which deck, which crystal resonates with you most. Again, this is deck number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with that said, let's jump in. Hello, hello, group number 1. Now, if you chose this group based off of this crystal, this is rose quartz, and it is a beautiful rose pinkish color. And this crystal is often utilized to help activate the heart chakra. And oftentimes that's associated with letting in love, whether it's through platonic or romantic love. But I really feel called to that maybe you, I don't know, subconsciously pick this, or the message that needs to come through to you through this is opening your heart to empathy, not being too hard on yourself on your journey of self-understanding and growth, and recognizing that self-improvement is also sometimes recognizing that you're good just how you are, you're imperfectly perfect. I don't know if that resonated, but I felt like that was relevant. Let's start with some tarot cards. Let's start with your tarot cards. So first we have Ace of Wands. Very interesting, group number 1. So Ace of Wands is really a card of inspiration, spiritual growth, and new ideas. It's really about just pure potential. So group number 1, this first message coming up is that this month will be a month of inspiration. And that maybe if you already have some inspiration that you've been thinking of pursuing and you're kind of waiting for a sign, the Ace of Wands is the card to be that sign. The Ace of Wands is really seen as that card that if you do have an idea or inspiration, this really is the month that it will be flourishing for you. And I think it's because you are feeling more confident in diving deeper into it. But, that's just one card, so let's see what else is going on. We have Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Now this card is really a card of good luck, karma, life cycles. It's a card of destiny. And I feel like for you, group number 1, in the month of May, I just feel like you might have been having a hard time in this spring season. You were kind of waiting for the fall, energy to shake off, and then spring came and there still have been hits, if that makes sense. And the Wheel of Fortune card is really a card, as you can see in it as well. There's angels at the top here. And it's really about, I think of Santa Claus, making his list, checking it twice, really about karma, and that this, whatever cycle that you're going through that has felt like stagnation, it's going to be opening up in the month of May for you. This card is really known for just being that saying, what goes around comes around. You have been putting in the effort, and a new cycle, a new era on the wheel is coming for you. So these ideas that you have been having during this time, that you were like, will this take me somewhere? This month of May, it's going to be very expansive for you, and things are going to be shifting up, especially if things have felt rough. I'm really getting that things are going to be turning around for you in the month of May. But again, it's only 2 cards, so let's keep going. All right. We have 6 of Wands. Very interesting. So the 6 of Wands really represents success, public recognition, progress, confidence, and it really signifies an important moment for you, kind of like a milestone. And what I'm getting with all of these for the month of May for you, group number 1, things are looking good. I'm really getting that you are going to find more inspiration this month. I feel like there might have been stagnation when it comes to, I think, even family things, collaborative things, and you've been hard on yourself. There hasn't been enough empathy for yourself. And I'm pointing oddly to the rose quartz because I really got this message that this was, this is going to be a month of love for you, but I think it's really going to be about self-love. And through that, you're going to really water the seeds of your ideas, and you're going to be seeing them expand. Like a wand, there really will be magic for you of manifesting these things. And for the Wheel of Fortune, I'm getting, that you will be a little bit more, you're going to be entering a new era, a new moment for yourself. You went through, I feel like you went through a period of stagnation, and you might still be going through it even in May. That's what I'm getting, but that is going to turn around. What I'm getting is maybe mid-May, things are going to start shifting up for you, group number 1. And this is such a promising card. I feel like I haven't really harped on this enough, but you're going to be getting recognition, and you will see clear progress from what you have been working through. And I think it's a matter of really holding on to your ideas and being open-minded to them. But those are the tarot cards for this. Let's go into the oracle cards. Let's look at the Moonology deck. Ooh. A personal issue, yes! Okay, I'm feeling this is a very good confirmation of our reading so far. A personal issue reaches recognition. Full moon in Cancer. Okay, so there's a caveat here. It's a full moon and it's in Cancer. So Moonology deck, it's different phases of the moon which have a meaning, as well as the sign here. And what I'm getting from this card is that you're going to be having some, I feel like the personal issues, again, they might have to do with relationships, whether it's family or friends or people in your life. This could even have to do with work, but more so not the work itself, but your interpersonal relationships. And there might have been roadblocks where you were trying to figure, stuff out, and that has impeded or impaired your ability to really manifest, move forward work-wise, manifestation-wise, project creativity-wise. And what I'm getting in the month of May, those issues you will find a resolution, and you will be noticing recognition for your work. You will be able to celebrate, maybe as a group, potentially, but I think that you will be able to celebrate what you were able to do through empathy with yourself. And this full moon in Cancer is really an emotional sign. And that's why I'm saying I really do think that it's going to be mid-May that you're going to be seeing this resolution. The full moon is also a representation of a culmination. Things have been building up with this, with maybe some stagnation or an issue that's kind of been like a roadblock. And so this momentum has been building, emotions might be building, but it is, in the grand scheme of things, it will be fruitful for you. It will produce actual growth, you know, actual results. You can even see in this that they're celebrating. They're like, it's like they're in a parade. It makes me think of Midsummer, not the horror movie, but the actual, you know, celebration in pagan tradition. So yeah, that's what I'm getting so far, but let's keep going. Okay. Getting the card Adversity, group number 1. I accept the challenges. That challenges are the best way to learn. Group number 1, I'm really getting that you're going to be turning a corner in the month of May. Things are going to be opening up. That stagnation is going to be clearing out. And I think that that's going to be coming from you holding an open mind to ideas and allowing those ideas to expand. You might have already been doing that, but it's actually going to be paying off this month. And that adversity, this affirmation that I'm getting, this is something to remember this month, group 1. I accept the challenges. That challenges are the best way to learn. You're going to be really seeing exactly what this means this month, that there are actual lessons here that you were able to grow from. Okay, look, this has to do with friendship, y'all. This has to do with a connection, a platonic connection, friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason, okay? Yo, this message that I'm getting here is really that friendships and collaborations are not just for, you know, perfection and for just like perfect support. Sometimes friendships and partnerships are there to challenge our perspectives of reality. They're there to force us to grow, to force us to step up and look for new ideas. And sometimes, you know what? This might be a culmination where the resolution is walking away. Walking away. We have self-empathy. We're holding space for our emotions. Whatever, like, yeah. So that's what I just don't want it to be misconstrued that like, hold on to this relationship even if it's toxic. If it's feeling toxic and it resonates with you to walk away, that's in your best interest. You will still be celebrated and recognized for the effort that you put in, the fact that you really held space for, you know, you had an open mind. And what I'm getting here is definitely really have an open mind. Don't let your ego get in the way and recognize that things will be turning a page for you in the month of May, group number 1. I'm really also getting that outside of relationships, group number 1, you have been working towards something. You've been strategizing with something. You have planted the seed, the idea. You have allowed it to build in momentum and grow. And this month of May is going to be a full moon for you, a culmination point, a midway point through your journey of manifesting. And this is going to be bringing a lot of clarity having to do with your relationships, what is and is not working for you. This is going to be a month of releasing what no longer serves you in the month of May. But ultimately, that is going to be a catalyst for this changing in a cycle for you moving out of this period of stagnation, of tiredness. I feel like you've been tired because you've been trying so hard towards this. And I feel like the month of May, you'll be recognized for that. Okay, group 1, let me know if this resonated. I really, like, I know that some people say that for comments or whatever, but like, I have not done a reading like this in a while and I felt so called to do it. So I really genuinely appreciate your feedback. If you're coming from group number 1 in the comments, and if you don't want to let me know whether or not this resonated, which I would appreciate if you did, if you want to comment 3 pink hearts to represent that you are in group number 1, I will greatly appreciate that. And yeah, so I really wish you a beautiful month, group number 1, and I hope it's great. Again, let me know if that resonated with you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. What is up, group number 2? All right, let's go ahead and dive into this. If you chose this deck based off of this crystal, this is actually Adventurine, and it is a beautifully grounding crystal. This crystal is so great for inner confidence. I used to take this type of crystal to a past job that I didn't really feel secure in myself at. I felt like I was kind of being judged, and I felt very protected with this type of crystal. This crystal is one that really gives you grounding and really gives you the energy of kind of like when you are with a loved one or like an elder, a wise person, if you could imagine them making a warm soup for you, this is like very grounding. It makes you feel protected and confident in your energy. It really is a great crystal for protecting your energy. But first, let's start with these tarot cards for the month of June. All right, so group number 2. Very interesting. All right, group number 2. I can see why you might need some grounding. Temperance reversed is really a card that represents excess, needing of realignment, and possibly being imbalanced. Group number 2, what I'm getting from this is that in the month of May, you might have lived in excess. That could look like eating in excess, watching television in excess, being on your phone in excess. Let's see, just having maybe like even arguing, having disagreements in excess, not taking a break to process your emotions or seek outside opinions or find balance within yourself outside of the craziness of the world or relationships. So that's really interesting that we have adventuring here, which offers that type of balance. And temperance reversed is here, which is really symbolizing that going into the month of June, it will be very fruitful for you. And you will likely feel very inclined to do things like do a digital detox, maybe go on a retreat, do a sabbatical, get into introspective, spiritual, or mindfulness practices like meditation. If you are looking for a sign, should I get into meditation? Should I start that talk therapy? Should I start journaling and learn how to do self-inquiry to understand my emotions? This is your sign, group number 2. The month of June will be very fruitful for self-introspection and finding balance for you. But it seems like this spring season hasn't felt fully balanced, and June will be a very fruitful opportunity for you to find that. Interesting. We have 5 of Wands. So 5 of Wands can represent, actually, let me show you it because you can see it in the card. 5 of Wands is really a card of, conflict. It can represent or be a sign of competition, tension, disagreements. And the number 5 in general in tarot is also, it can represent roadblocks. And so what I'm getting here is that for the month of June so far, you seeking grounding and balance, and stepping away from the chaos, stepping away from maybe some energetic blocks that you are experiencing. Like you might feel like you're fighting something this month. It will be very fruitful for you to take time to yourself and water your well, water the plant that is you, group number 2. But yeah, I think that it'll also be very fruitful for you to take space and seek out other opinions, group number 2. It seems like you might be in your head about things. Oh, that's the other thing that I wanted to mention, group number 2, temperance. Sorry, I hit the camera. The other aspect of temperance is that you might be in a relationship where you are only hearing one opinion and it's making you overthink things and it's leading you to feel imbalanced. An example of this, what comes to mind actually is being in, a toxic relationship. This can be an individual relationship. This could be, family dynamics, even work dynamics, where you're constantly hearing one narrative and you're trying to understand it and you keep on getting these roadblocks. And so you're second guessing your intuition. And what I'm getting from this is listen to your intuition. Really listen to what your inner voice is saying, because I feel like it's right. And you might have been spending time in this spring season questioning it because of outside opinions who are also in the situation. And what I'm getting is that it's going to be very fruitful for you, group number 2, to seek out outside opinions. Who makes you feel grounded? Who makes you feel protected energetically that you can open up to? All right. Next, we have the moon reversed. The moon reversed. Very interesting. If you can see here. As you can see, upright We have 2 dogs barking. We have a crab in the water and the man in the moon looking down. We see 2 towers on the side of it. Now, the moon reversed really is a card that represents the dissolving of illusions. It feels like group number 2 in the springtime, there was, you know, maybe issues in an interpersonal relationship or maybe even work. And you were really going at it in one way. And that could look like, again, potentially a toxic relationship where your perspective is kind of skewed. But I feel like I'm really getting like social media as well, where you're kind of going at something constantly and you're like trying to make it work. And there could be stagnation, which it's really interesting this card comes up as well, of this, you know, struggle, because we're going through Mercury retrograde. I believe Saturn is in retrograde as well. And those really are retrogrades that bring in stagnation, but they're really deeper lessons that provide clarity, that take away the illusion of things. So that's really interesting. The moon reverse indicates that you might have been dealing with, like I mentioned, with illusions or fears and anxiety. And now those negative influences are subsiding. So it looks like group number 2 in the month of June, this imbalance that you've been getting, this, you know, ungrounding, a lot of like air energy, a lot of conversation wordiness that's kind of blurring your perspective of things, that's going to be clearing up in the month of June for you. So this is actually a really good sign considering these 2. Sorry, I hit the camera again. But yeah, those are just the tarot cards. So let's just keep going. Next we have, all right, we have adjustments are required. The 3rd quarter moon phase. I'm pulling from the Moonology deck here. And so group number 2 for you in the month of June. So the 3rd quarter represents, it's the midpoint between the full moon going towards the new moon. The energy is waning, just like the moon's light is waning. And this is a time of being more attentive to details and readjusting things in preparation for the future. And this really does align with the Saturn retrograde going on, these stagnations. It really seems like the month of June for you, what challenges that might arise, there will be more like stress tests. There will be more like lessons or a practice round before you actually do deeper work, if that makes sense. Before you actually go out into the real world and it gets real, like you're actually being prepared right now. And June is going to be bringing a lot of clarity. You know, masks off season is really what June's about to be for you. But in terms of temperance, seeking outside opinions, but also taking time for a sabbatical, self-care. This can look like changing up your diet, not for weight loss. Like the word diet doesn't necessarily need to be associated with it, but changing up your diet for more energy, to feel balanced energetically, to help your gut microbiome, to help your mood. People don't talk about that enough, how much your food, your movement impacts your mood and your energy levels. It doesn't just have to do with, your weight. That's what I'm getting called for with that. Trust. This next card, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Ooh, okay, y'all. This is so good. This goes along with the Temperance card. In this past spring season, group number 2, you might have felt like your perspective might have been scattered. I feel like you might have been really distracted by social media or people in your lives that were not really allowing you to just hold space for your intuition. And in this month, you are going to be able to hold space, break through these illusions, and actually clearly feel your intuition. But in order for you to do that, break through these illusions and hold space for your intuition. But in order for you to do that, you really need to take time to take care of yourself. You've been going so hard, group number 2. That's what I'm getting. And you will be able to feel that grounding. And that is through reaching out to loved ones who you feel safe and grounded with and holding space for your intuition. I think that looking into and Googling, group number 2, looking into intuition, how you can sharpen that, looking into meditation, having a dream journal. Dreams are really where our subconscious clearly flows. And a lot of people think, oh, I don't dream. In reality, most of the time, everyone dreams. It's just a matter of remembering it. And so having a dream journal and even writing out the smallest thing you remember in the morning, or trying to articulate it, it can be a very powerful way to hold that. Okay. Last card, group number 2, envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. That is really interesting, group number 2. I'm really getting a message, y'all. Y'all need to get off social media. You need to take a detox. What I'm getting, group number 2, is that some of this stagnation could be from the illusion that you aren't enough, or that you can't really handle this next period of your life. And I think that for June, group number 2, it's going to be so incredibly fruitful for you, and you're likely going to feel called to do this just intuitively, to take a break from all of it. Recognize that, like, especially with social media, like, imagine if you are like a toy store, and most people who run small businesses before the advent of social media, they didn't have to run their business directly across the street from a competitor. With social media, it kind of feels that way sometimes. Like, it's very easy to compare ourselves. And I just feel like it's going to be, I don't know, like, is that completely off? I'm just like getting this sense that, like, social media, even YouTube, depending on what you're watching, just online presence, this just addiction to the phone is kind of potentially skewing your perception of reality. And you'll be able to break through those illusions if you kind of take a break from that, do some self-care, take time in the month of June for self-inquiry, okay? And I really think this month is going to be a time of you really activating your intuition. You're going to be able to adjust things and be open to pivoting. I think that you might have been going about something in a certain way. And when we get this card of five of wands of stagnation, it can be really a message of, hey, have you tried pivoting? Of either basically you're at a point, group number 2, in the month of June, where you're going to feel clearly from your intuition. Either one, I'm going through an issue and I have decided to pivot. And that pivoting, that readjustment is going to be incredibly fruitful for you. Or you're going to hear this roadblock and you're going to decide, you know what, this isn't even for me. And this roadblock brought me clarity, made me realize I don't even want to do this. I'm not passionate about this situation enough to keep on going through it, and that is okay. Okay. Don't let envy get in your way. Don't let FOMO, envy, or feeling like you need to show out or be like other people who are taking a certain path. Your path is your own. Group number 2. That's what I'm getting. All right. I hope that this resonated with you. I really do. And if it did, I invite you to comment 3 sun emojis in the comment section to let me know that you came from group number 3, or let me know if this resonated. I really would appreciate that. I'm not just saying that like, to get comments or something. I feel so called to get back into, tarot and doing readings for the month ahead, the week ahead, anything that, if I feel called to bring it. But I just want to make sure that it resonates with you. So please comment down below if it did. I would really appreciate it. And with that said, I will see you in the next one. Peace. Hello, group number 3. Welcome. So if you felt called to group number 3, because of this crystal is citrine, this bright yellow, orangey sun color. This color of a lemon or an orange. Citrine is an excellent crystal for the solar plexus, for working with the solar plexus, for working on your personal willpower, and your ability to, harness your abilities to manifest and to work towards things. That is really what citrine is about. Also, citrine is a great crystal for productivity, and for attracting things towards you that are in alignment with what you'd like to manifest. So that's a very interesting crystal to get. Okay, let's start with the tarot cards. Okay, interesting. Okay, group number 3, the first card that I pulled is the Two of Swords, and it's upright. As you can see in the photo, there is a man who's holding the world in his hands. And this can really represent holding so much potential in your hands. And in the other hand, he has a wand. And that really, it generally represents your ability to manifest. But you can also see that he's standing on a ledge in his castle. And he's looking out into the world. He's looking at all the potential that's in front of him. But he hasn't really left his home. He hasn't really left his comfort zone just yet. And so this card, group number 3, to me, the message that I'm getting from this is that you hold so much potential. There are so many pathways that you can go down. And group number 3, I feel like in the month of June, you're likely gonna have a lot of ideas and things opportunities that will be in front of you. But the message that I'm getting here is that it will be very important for you to do 2 things. 1, it will be important for you to hash things out, get clear, get specific. Don't just go into it without really processing or getting clear on what your game plan is. Group number 3, what I'm getting is that kind of like the sun, your power to manifest and your energy is so bright, but right now it's like a massive flashlight that's just shining everywhere. And when you're able to plan and get clear on what your goals are, and just really learn how to prioritize what works for you and what's aligned with your strengths, you're taking that flashlight and you are targeting it like a laser. Group number 3. And by targeting it, you're going to be able to really, really hold the world in your hands and manifest in a powerful way. So that's what I'm getting so far. Interesting. We have 4 of Swords reversed. Group number 3. 4 of Swords reversed. Now this card can represent things like burnout, exhaustion, stagnation, contemplation. And what I'm getting from this group number 3, I feel like y'all are very driven. Y'all are the ones who are in action, whether it's because you're helping other people or because you're really going for what you want. You're I feel like group number 3, I read this to you and you were like, yeah, I know, maybe a little bit. You were like, or at least I had a feeling. I knew that I had this power within me. This is really a message if you were looking for one. If you were looking for a sign or a reminder that you have so much power in you to manifest, it's right here. But what I'm getting is that in the springtime leading up to the month of June, you've kind of been overworking yourself. And when this is reversed, when we see this 4 of Swords card reversed, it's really a card telling you that you need to rest. And that you likely, in the month of June, if you don't take time to rest, you will be forced to rest because you will be burnt out. And in order for you to, again, take that bright light that you have and target it into this laser for your highest good and manifesting, it'll be important to take time to yourself, take breaks, and again, strategize. Look how you're allocating your time. I feel like you might be one that has some Gemini energy in your charts, one that might be a manifesting generator. You might be one who you're really excited about a lot of things. You maybe are excited about and clear on one thing for yourself, but you want to help other people. Sorry, I had to pause. My camera battery went out. But you need to take time for yourself. And what I'm getting is that doing something like a social media detox, a weekend getaway maybe, or even like a silent retreat. This can be done in your house. You can do this with a group, find groups online who are doing something like this. Get into meditation, literally a 3-day meditation challenge. You can find something like that online. Really taking time to rest and allow your mind, your intuition to flow through. Allow for your subconscious to process all of this information you've been taking in because you have been in action, going, okay? That's what I'm getting. The month of June will be a time of rest. But recognize that the month of June, you have the world in your hands. You'll be able to manifest like crazy. But you have to hold space. That's what I'm getting for you, group number 3. Just like we see in the earth, just like we see with the moon, there's phases, there's seasons. And the earth isn't constantly in spring, it isn't constantly producing. The earth has its winter time, it's fall time, and so do you. If you hear meowing, that's my cat. All right, next. Oh, we have the Chariot reversed. Y'all see this? The Chariot reversed. Very interesting. The Chariot reversed, like when it's upright, it's kind of like a go signal to go ahead, move forward, you know, with a project if you've had an idea. But when it is reversed, the Chariot can tell you that it might be important to pause. Yo, you need to rest and pause. That is so interesting. Or you might need to do like a U-turn altogether. What I'm getting for you, group number 3 for the month of June, you likely will feel some type of, like, you're going to be manifesting. I feel like things are going to be popping up for you like quickly because you have that ability, group number 3, to bring things forward, things that you have been writing out, scripting on, working towards, speaking out into existence. Things are going to really start building in momentum in a very good way. But because, like, it's going to be very important for you when there is stagnation to hold space for that. Allow yourself to take a break to process it. Don't just keep rushing through it. And recognize that pivoting and even doing a U-turn in one of your projects, like literally like turning around, could be a very important and good thing for you. So considering that, group number 3. Yeah, you might bang your head again. You might experience some stagnation, you know, trying to push a project forward when really you ought to back off and just change direction. Group number 3. It's going to be important to consider those things in the month of June, but recognize that you will be drawing things towards you. You're going to have a lot of energy. You're going to feel excitement because you're seeing results. But it will be important that through all of that to take breaks, okay? But let's keep going. Let's go through these oracle cards. We have the Moonology deck. Oh, okay. Full moon in Scorpio. Beautiful full moon. And its affirmation, it's time to release negativity. Group number 3. Have y'all been holding a grudge? Have you been holding a grudge? Have you been hard on yourself, trying to be more productive than you already are? Group number 3. What I'm getting here is that, okay, so the full moon is seen as a culmination point. It's halfway through the lunar cycle and we're seeing momentum building. We're seeing things leading up to something. This is a culmination point. It's really highlighting what has and hasn't been working for you. And what I'm getting here is that what hasn't been working for you is holding grudges, you know, holding on to negativity, holding on to an expectation that somebody was supposed to act or show up differently than you expected them to. And what I'm really getting here, group number 3, is that it's going to be very fruitful for you during this time to reflect on what no longer serves you while you're taking this break. Reflect on what's been slowing you down. As powerful as you are in manifesting, what has been slowing you down? And holding space for that, being open to making a U-turn, okay, for the month of June, and releasing grudges. This also, I think, will be an emotional time for you. But this is really a culmination point. You're going to be seeing things very clearly in the month of June for what has not been working. And it's going to involve, that clarity is going to come when you take that break, okay? Peace, peace. Gotta prioritize peace. Okay, the affirmation says, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Yo. Release. Group number 3. Who do you have a grudge on, y'all? Now is going to be a very potent and fruitful time for holding space and empathizing with yourself. Literally, the big thing is y'all gotta forgive yourselves. You have to forgive yourselves for making the mistake of trusting somebody who might have hurt you. And also recognizing that holding grudges is like drinking poison. You might have heard this phrase. It's like drinking poison and expecting the person that you have the grudge on to get sick. when you're getting sick because you're holding on to that. And so group number 3, I think that's something that will be very fruitful for you. You're going to be like, yes, I'm manifesting, I'm going through it. But it's going to be very important for you in this month. And you're going to feel intuitively called to do this. It'll be clear for you to go to something like talk therapy, open up to a loved one, figure out, how do you process your emotions? Is that through journaling? Is that through meditating? Is that through self-inquiry? Is that through the process of having to articulate how you feel and question where that comes from? Because sometimes we have a lot of different emotions and energies and thoughts. And because we're going, because we're, constantly trying to bring things forward, which can be very fruitful sometimes, sometimes we haven't taken that time to fully process things. And as a result, we're still holding on to it. And so for the month of June, group number 3, you're going to be manifesting, but this is going to be a potent time for finding peace. If you seek it, it will be there for you. I'm telling you, like, if you literally sit down and try to figure it out, look at the opportunities around you for peace. They will be there. They will be there for you, waiting with open arms. And again, this affirmation, I feel like will be very important for you, group number 3. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. Finally, this last card, happiness. Oh, look at the dolphins. Group number 3. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Holding space for happiness. Group number 3. And I know that you might be thinking, I hold space for my happiness. I hold space for that. But, a really overarching lesson that we see in many ancient spiritual practices is letting go of expectation, of really asking yourself, was I holding on to an expectation of someone or some situation to change when in reality, objectively speaking, they've already shown their true colors? And I was expecting something different. Like, really looking at that, but also holding space, empathizing with yourself for making that mistake, because we're human. And I really feel like you're going to be able to access happiness and peace in the month of June if you take time to rest, reflect, process your emotions. Look at, who are you holding a grudge on, y'all? Really, recognize that you can uphold boundaries, that you can create a safe space for yourself and start the process of releasing. The full moon is a time of releasing what no longer serves you. That's why they do full moon rituals. You can do a full moon ritual, a powerful one, in the month of June, and it will really be a cycle breaker, a karmic cycle breaker, to break that karmic pattern of holding a grudge so tightly. And I feel like the month of June will be a time of manifesting and really getting deep into the process of letting go of what no longer serves you, especially in the realm of emotions. Okay, group number 3. I hope this resonated. I really do. And again, I really want to do more of these tarot readings. I felt very called to do it, but I'm coming back to it after taking a break since 2020. So I really appreciate your feedback in the comments, whether or not this resonated. How can I improve? Also, what's the other thing that I wanted to mention? I think that's and if you don't want to comment that, then I invite you to comment 3 blue heart emojis, because we're getting serene, we're getting peaceful, group number 3. All right, y'all, I'm sending you love, okay? Be gentle with yourself. All right, peace. Hello, group number 4. Welcome. So, if you feel called to this deck, because of this clear quartz, this beautiful clear quartz crystal. This crystal is often used for amplifying our energy, for kind of sending out into the radio waves the energy that we would like to receive back. This crystal is great for amplifying good vibes, amplifying when you are manifesting, or also it brings clarity to situations. Clear quartz can bring clarity and amplification to energy. So that's really interesting. But let's go ahead and first get into the tarot cards here. So I got 3 First one is, okay. Eight of Pentacles reversed. Eight of Pentacles reversed. So the Eight of Pentacles is really a card of being very, very detail-oriented and attentive to your self-improvement. You've been working group number 4 in the month of June. You are going to feel very called and aligned and energized by self-improvement, diving deeper into your spiritual path, diving deeper into how you, in strategizing, how you can find balance between productivity and rest. But seeing as it's reversed, I think a message that I'm getting through for you, group number 4, is that in the month of June, forgive me if I said the month of May, I've been messing that up a little bit. But for the month of June, it's going to be important to hold space for your imperfectly perfect self. What I'm really getting for you, group number 1, is that in the month of June, you are going to feel a sense of freedom from allowing yourself to just show up imperfectly perfect as you are. Yeah, and a message that I'm getting through with this is that while self-improvement and reading up on all these books and asking for advice online, finding it, all this stuff is helpful and it can feel very affirming and can be energizing on your path. If you seek it too much, it can indirectly it's almost like you're telling yourself like you're never fully whole. You're constantly trying to find someone else's intuition rather than tapping into your own. And so group number 4, for the month of June, holding space, doing the self-help, finding that information, but really taking time to actually absorb that information is going to be very important, and also not restricting yourself. Group number 4, another aspect, an example that I'm getting for you also is, for example, somebody wants to improve their lives when it comes to eating and diet, right? And so they go on a diet, but they go too hard. They restrict themselves too much, which results in binge eating. Because they restricted themselves so much, they had to let out, and they overate or underate, and it just led to kind of like a toxic relationship with self-improvement, but in the realm of eating. And so what I'm getting for you, group number 4, is that holding space for your intuition, for what you intuitively feel is going to help balance you, that is going to be the best answer for you in the month of June. And I really think that this month is going to be a time of amplified intuition. I think that it'll be very fruitful for you, group number 4, to look into a dream journal. Look into a dream journal. Look into meditation, specifically chakra meditations, and hold space for your intuition. That's what I'm getting so far. Group number 2. Y'all are some powerful people. We got clear quartz magnifying this energy. We have the Magician card upright. Group number 4. This is really, really cool. So the Magician card is really a card of manifestation, resourcefulness, inspired action, and power. Group number 4, you are a group that y'all feel called to improve upon yourself because you know the power that you have. You understand the power of harnessing it and finding more information. But a massive aspect of magic and manifesting is allowing your intuition to flow through, allowing you to naturally exist. And not over restricting yourself, group number 4, if that makes sense. And when you're able to do that, June for y'all is about to be wild. I think a lot of the work that you've been putting forward in the springtime leading up to June, you're going to be really manifesting it, and it's going to be a sight to see. If you're looking for a sign also, if you're looking for a sign of am I on the right path? Am I, do I have the ability to create what I want to create, whether it's in a relationship, a new relationship, or in work, creativity? This is your message that you absolutely can. You absolutely can. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. It's all at your fingertips. You have the spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional resources to manifest your desires. You have the resources around you for the month of June to really do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you have the resources. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Group number 4, we have Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight in general, a Knight in any of the groups it represents hard work, productivity, conservatism, routine. And this Knight of Pentacles, it's really representing productivity. And like, I think, and for the month of June, I feel like you are going to be able to, like, you're going to find a natural rhythm and flow with your productivity. And I think that natural rhythm and flow, again, is going to be from holding space for your intuition, holding space for what your body is telling you, what your energy levels are telling you, and getting a little bit out of your headspace. You are very intelligent, group number 4. You're able to strategize very well and, toil away when it comes to the intellect aspect. But this month of June, when you let that energy and focus drop down into your body and hold space for, that energy, you're going to find a natural productivity and focus, flow in this month. And what I'm getting is it's going to be important for you to know that your work is manifesting something in a powerful way. So wow, these are really, these are pretty good. The only caveat I'm really getting is it's going to be important to not over restrict yourself and think that you need to follow this strict path that you saw online, somebody follow, and it worked for them, so it has to work for you. No. Not everything works for everyone in the same way, and I think that's going to be a big lesson for you, group number 4. And when you're able to hold space for your unique path, for your unique rhythm, things will definitely amplify, y'all. That's really cool. But let's go ahead and get into these oracle cards as well. So for the Moonology deck, we have, the waning moon. What do you need to release? Very interesting. So the waning moon happens following the full moon, where the light is dimming down, the light is going down, going to a new moon, the end of a lunar cycle. And the question is, what do you need to release? What is restricting you on this, highly productive and amplifying month of June for you, group number 4? What is no longer serving you, I think that the waning moon, this is a time after the full moon. The full moon is really a time of illuminating what has and hasn't been working for you. It's a time where you've already kind of gotten clear on what didn't work. And I feel like now for the waning moon, this message that's coming forward is that you already know. You already know. Your intuition has been telling you what has kind of been restrictive for you and manifesting and amplifying your energy. And it's a matter of actually putting that into action. Like, who do you need to kind of set a boundary with, group number 4? For the month of June. What boundary do you need to set for yourself to have empathy for yourself, to hold space for your intuition outside of societal norms, like what looks good, what doesn't look good, what's weird? None of that. Breaking away from that social conditioning and clearly holding space for your intuition. What does that look like for you? If you're able to, hold space for that, that will be very conducive to, again, for manifesting for you, group number 4. Judgment. Judgment. Interesting. It says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. This will be a powerful affirmation for you for June, group number 4. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. What I'm getting from this, it goes back to the 8 of Pentacles. It really goes back to let other people have their path. Oh, that worked for them. That's really good. But that might not necessarily work for you, and that's okay. Somebody's spiritual path can be drastically different from yours. I'm also getting for you, group number 4, looking into what's the spiritual path from your cultural backgrounds. I feel like a lot of, spiritual growth and personal self-help is kind of like amalgamite. I can't think of the word, but it's kind of just formed into this big new age, glob, when in reality, there's so many different cultural influences. So it'd be interesting, I think, to hold space for your unique intuition. Stop trying to fit the mold of somebody else or something else. Hold space for your intuition without fear of judgment. Understand that everyone's path is different, which is why, like on really judgment, people judging you, group number 4, I feel the need to remind you that people judging you is them projecting. They're basically saying, hey, I follow these rules in life and I have these restrictions for myself in life. So why aren't they following these restrictions that I have given myself? That's not fair. When in reality, they're just projecting and they could free themselves too. So just remember that that's what judgment is. The next one is acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. Yo. Yeah. A big message that I'm getting here for you, group number 4. You gotta practice more self-acceptance. You hold the power in you. You have been doing the work. You have this night, you have the ability to focus and put in the right work. And in the month of June, it's really gonna be flowing for you of manifesting. And so I'm really getting this message of self-acceptance. Like, let your freak flag fly. Let yourself show up as a unique self that you are. Hold space for your emotions. Those who have strong emotions are really people who just consistently hold space for them. We are born with strong intuition, but usually it's cultural norms that kind of make us feel like we need to ignore them or assimilate in that way to be accepted. But what I'm really getting for you, group number 4, is that this is going to be a bomb month for you. You're really going to be calling in a lot of these things you've been writing out, you've been scripting, you've been speaking into existence. But it will be very fruitful for you to let go of this need to be accepted. I think that also is the last thing. What I'm getting also is that in interpersonal relationships, you've been kind of acting a certain way to be accepted by others, when it really, you feel called to be more in alignment with what helps you kind of create and manifest. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. You're going to be able to amplify yourself, amplify your energy, your vibrations, to have good things come back to you in that process. So yeah. All right, group number 4, I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you did, please comment 3 lightning bolts, okay? 3 lightning bolts, because y'all are magicians, okay? Y'all are magicians. To let me know that you came from group number 4, or please comment if this resonated with you. I'm really trying to, I really want to bring back more tarot readings, but I want to make sure that they actually resonate with you, and it'll be very, very appreciated if you comment for that. But with all that said, I will leave you with my favorite quote, and that is, be gentle with yourself, because life is about the journey and not the destination. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.